Yeah, yeah, yeah. You are the worst. The absolute worst. I wonder. Will I be able to? We'll figure that out for next time. What are you talking about? There's no sounds. Because that got thrown off.
Quit playing with your dinghy.
Switch to settings. It switched to settings. That's not my fault. That's your fault. You did that. No refunds. No refunds. No, I know you didn't hear them. It was the settings and my OBS got switched. That's why you didn't hear them.
Move this man!
Yep, Jan, you got first. Definitely nobody else. How you doing, Jan? Boy, am I exhausted. Oh my god.
Tonight.
Now, Green...
You.
Well, you could be Greenback, because you're a bastard as well. Son of a bitch! Jesus, I hate that you're always planning something. Well, we have a brand new setup, everybody. It took a lot of work, and I'm afraid it's still not going to do what I want to do. Boo doo 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 doo. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So Maddie, remember where I was painting before? When you were here? So now that's where my setup is, and I moved my computers to where you were sitting on the couch. So I'm in that corner now. And then I moved all my lighting around. I can kind of give you guys a tour. So now I'm in the opposite corner. On the other side, that's my computer, and that's where everything is. And then I set up all these lights up here that I'm blinding you with to see if that could reduce the glare. And they're sitting on a table. They're sitting on a plastic table to try and give me the height I need to reduce the glare and make shit look normal. Oh god, I disintegrate them with lye. I John Wayne Gacy them. And what was his name? The fucker in Milwaukee, Dahmer. And Dahmer. Dahmer didn't use lye though. Oh, very, very. And Dahmer. Why'd they call you that, huh? Boy, am I tired. Just because your first name was Jeff? Yeah, that makes sense. Oh my god! Bastards. Well, you were probably young. Jan, you were probably like very young when Dahmer was like doing his stuff, right? Or when he became famous? A lot of early kills. A lot of crazies out today. Is it a full moon tonight? I believe he got caught in the early 90s. Jan? I ain't crazy. Jesus. Not again, Salt. Okay. Yeah, you should have. Then you should have. You probably overlapped with him pretty decently. But it was, it was Milwaukee, so you might not have heard about it until like the stories came out anyways. Just Salt. How you doing, Shasta? Alright. Oh, my gloves are here. Okay, that was good. I somehow remembered that. Oh, did you? With his pot of penises? He did apparently have a cooking pot full of penises. Eat a dong, 1990. Perfect. Okay. Well, this was a huge pain in my balls, but we're going to try and get a block in today, okay? We're doing another biggie today. Yeah, it's not that hot by me. I've just been like working nonstop for like the last 5 days. Like technically Friday was a day off, but I had to do like this move and I had to do some other work, and then like my friend came over, so I had to do a bunch of cleaning. Then I worked Saturday and Sunday, and then I had to do basically since I woke up this morning, I've been just like getting all this shit set up. Took longer than I expected. So I had to move my computer to the other side of my desk, which is more difficult than you think. And moving all these cables and lights and... Oh boy. Well, that's if I can get this to work, Maddie. Because the main reason I did this is so I can get freedom with the lights that I have to reduce the glare so it looks a lot better for y'all. Because that last painting looked like shit on camera. And... it just needs to look better. So here we are. And then I had to think, I didn't even know what the fuck I was gonna paint today until I just did this. I got that new like drama mask or tragedy mask or whatever the fuck it's called. So. But now it's sitting pretty far from me, so I'm curious on how that's gonna affect how I see shit. Probably for the better. So like now I'm looking at it, it's a solid like 15 feet away from me. None, root fly. God damn it. But I was thinking about doing a limited palette, but then I wanted to introduce some color into this. So we're doing full palette. All right. You blinded with me with science. Oh yeah, so Jan, I kind of figured out what I'm gonna do for long brush handles now. Because I've been duct taping two brushes together, I just ordered like basically 1/2 inch diameter like wood dowels, like that were a foot long or 15 inches long. So I'm just gonna permanently duct tape those to pretty much every brush I use. So all my brushes are gonna be basically 24 inches long. Yeah, that's why, Shasta. Like, I added that purple cloak later because I thought it was just a really cool color element, frankly, in like the crown. I thought there was something kind of working, you know. I like the clown's nose with the mask, and then I thought a crown could work, and then I thought the purple could work. It just worked from there. Gives me some color variation. I don't think you can really discover a new color. Unfortunately, Rootfly. You like you're talking about the composition, Maddie? Now note that the background is a lot darker than what you're seeing in that picture. So the background is near black for me. It's gonna be probably closer to this than you think, Silver. We'll see. I'm not probably including the feet. You're all good, Rootfly. You could ask whatever you want. Right. There's plenty of pigments you can invent color-wise, but colors, I think we are pretty aware of what the spectrum of colors we can observe is. But I think there's some interesting, I don't know. Here, maybe I'll show it again, but I don't know how well you can see the darker background. It's the light's getting, well, there we go. So I'm blocking the light from hitting the lens. So think about, it's probably going to be closer looking to this. Maybe a little bit lighter. So a very, so like that's one. So this is from the light hitting the lens. So when I put my hand over it, blocking that light from getting into the lens. Yeah. It's not, Silver. There's a lot of light coming into the lens, so like my light is like right up here. So it's coming into the lens right now. So this is when I put the, block the light from hitting the front of the lens. So that makes it a little bit more severe, right, than what I probably have. But, I am going to lean heavy into the black background and dramatic lighting on the mask. That's where I want the visual effect to take place in this painting. So. Yep, I agree, Silver. I wanted to do one with just kind of a mannequin, and I bought that foam head. So it's holding one of those foam heads. So the problem is the mannequin's neck is very tilted, and it's just like, so basically I have to cut off the neck of the foam head if I want to stick that foam head on the mannequin. But then I thought it could look creepy if I could find a foam neck, because they sell long neck ones. I could do some creepy things with that. Silver grains. Silver grains. Canvas size shots, so it's another 36 by 24 inches. So 90 by 60 centimeters. For all you non-Americans. So we got another big boy. Jan, did you hear what it's the same size as the last painting, Shasta. Jan, did you hear what I'm doing for the long brushes? I just bought 15-inch wooden dowels that I'm going to duct tape to all the brushes I use. So all my brushes are going to be extra long handled. I'm just going to permanently duct tape a dowel rod to all of them. Because I got like I got like $12 for like $8. So then I don't even have to worry about a company that sells long brush handles. They didn't come in yet, though. All right, let's get our paint out. Ooh. Ads. Ads. Everybody. Yeah, I just thought about it, and I'm just like, why the fuck wouldn't I just do this? There we go. Maybe I might have to, Shasta. Because honestly, when I was using... Because I normally lie. But I've never told a lie in my life. But when I was using... You know, I was using basically 24 inches for the last painting. It really didn't feel that much different from what I normally do. Anything... You're talking about anything silver? Like an official painting? I've done a touch up or two from something that was really bothering me. I did something for my mom off stream, but that was like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. I don't really paint off stream. Not that I need to, it's just that I have no reason if I'm painting not to stream it. But as you like probably observe, Silver, I'm kind of like all or nothing type. So it's like when I paint, I really want to paint. And when I don't, I'm just not going to. Okay. Do I want to put out black for this? I think I do. Just to save me some burnt umber and ultramarine blue. Okay. All right. Our palette for today is titanium white, lead white, bismuth vanadate yellow medium, pyro scarlet, ultramarine blue, bismuth vanadate yellow lemon, quinacridone magenta, phthalo blue, and point umber, and ivory black. We're just using ivory black because we got a lot of black in here. If black wasn't so prominent, I would just mix using phthalo blue, burnt umber, and ultramarine blue in some capacity. Yeah, right. Like it's just kind of like that, Silver. Now I will say, there is a chance I do some plein air off stream. There might be a chance I do some plein air off stream, but I would still, I think, record it in some capacity. It depends on, I might have some good plein air spots that will become available to me. However, I don't know if they get good cell reception. That has been an issue streaming from my cell phone. So theoretically, that would be off stream. Ow, fuck. Because apparently I have a connection to a farm right by me that has cows. So I might be able to do some live cow painting soon. What I've always dreamed of. Ooh, counts. Yeah, that will be a good exercise for plein air painting. Painting stuff that's moving and trying to snapshot it in your head. Because I don't want to finish them from photos. I really don't. I hate photos. Sorry. I don't hate photography, Silver. I hate painting from photos. I feel like it's pointless. That's my feeling on it. Everybody's free to feel what they think, but don't like it. Well, okay, here's the thing. You know, it's still painting, and I'll paint from, I'm gonna paint from photos again, right? But you know what, here's what I actually dislike the most about it, Silver, is kind of just like almost taking credit for somebody else's creativity. I feel guilty about it. I'm not saying you should or like anybody else should, and I'd be happy to paint one of your photos. But outside of the color stuff and like, you know, different contrasts and stuff that I complain about, I also feel like there's a little bit of like stolen valor when I do it. Morning, Dress. Morning. You're up early. Hi, Omizu. Okay. But, Silver, if you have photos that you might want to see me paint, I suggest dropping them in the reference suggestions. I do have that, you know, I've painted photos Shasta has taken of cows. So I'm open to it. There's some darn good cow references that Shasta sent. I good. I've done, you know. I'll say this though. I can definitely be particular, but I'm, you know, when I do plein air, I definitely do landscapes. Hi, Emmanuel. How you doing? Spicy chicken goujons. Does that deal with like crispy skin as well, Emmanuel? Regardless, the name alone makes it sound very good. But yeah, love landscape, Silver. And Silver, if you throw in a skeleton prop somewhere in those landscapes, it's pretty much a slam dunk. I am particular. I'm very particular about lighting, Silver, as you can tell. Dramatic lighting, a strong visual effect, whether it be a saturation of colors, Um, ow, fuck. Whether that be due to contrasting saturation of colors. I don't like landscapes that are all green, which is a problem, I know, for a lot of areas. That's why I think fall is the best time for early fall is probably the best time for landscape painting. But strong lighting. Strong lighting. I also don't, Silver, I have to say, I don't like tropes either. Fall's the worst time? Well, I'm talking about for, I'm purely talking about, landscapes. So tropes, I mean, Silver is like, you know, people doing like stereotypical kind of water reflection stuff. Or like they, in photographs, obviously when they do sunrises and sunsets and bump the saturations like crazy in contrast and saturations. So what I mean by that is natural contrasts. Natural contrasts from nature, not manufactured ones as well. Big turnoff for me. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. Do you get what I mean by that, man? Well, what do you mean by like? I can explain what I mean. Manufactured means that like they do a sunrise or sunset on the ocean with some clouds, and they turn up the saturation to 11. So all you see are pinks, oranges, yellows, and blues instead of like being the subtlety of the contrast. Do you get what I mean? Silver? I don't like that. So I don't know if that's what you were thinking, or do not like of a sunrise, but like, you know. I'm not trying to be a dick, though. I really am just letting you know what my preferences are. Maybe I'm a dick. Am I the bad guy here? Wait a second. Hold on, everybody. Am I the bad one? I don't think that's possible. I just don't see it, Maddie. I just don't see it. Okay. Hi, Loss. How you doing, bud? Everybody. Good, 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 good. We're just getting our paint out. Always takes a little bit of time. No, Commander Lost came in here on a raid. Where they're trying to raid and pillage all of our Fago.
Grab the children! Save the children!
I don't know if I'd agree with that, Rootfly. I think his palette choices were not necessarily aggressive, but I think he was pretty aggressive with contrast, color contrast. Were you, Drez? Were you? I would say that's probably the thing I like about Van Gogh the most is aggressive use of color. They almost took all our Fago. They were a good time, Los. They were a good time. I don't know, Roofly. I cut off both my ears because I originally thought it would make me a better artist, but it just made it really tough to hear stuff.
Nice.
All right. Where's the oil jar? Who took it? Who took the oil jar? Oh my god. Oh wait, it's there. Okay, Maddie. How many tries? I didn't lose the oleo gel. How many tries to open this up? Remember, I'm really strong and really masculine. A lot of ones. Okay, we got a lot of believers today, and a 2 from Shasta. 1 from Amizu, 1 from Yandrez. You get it right, you get an oily point. I have been on a hot streak. I've been very masculine recently. Very masculine. Streaks end. Shasta's little faith. Ridiculous. How dare you accuse me of such corruption? How dare you accuse me of corruption? Is that all the guesses? You get an oily point if you get it right, everybody. Costs nothing to guess. The jar doping claims have begun. Are we gonna have to get a special counsel for this one, Shasta? A special investigative counsel? No, can't be you, obviously. You're biased. I think Pickles. I think it has to be Pickles. Obviously not you, Maddie. You're a bastard. Can't be biased. I ain't a bastard. You are the bastard. We'll counsel that head. All right, any other guesses? Not a lot of guesses, okay. Nobody wants free oily points. Let's get our Super Nintendo Power Grip. Take a few breaths. 1, 2, 3, go! Oh god, it's so easy. It's so easy, Shasta. Oh my god. I might have cheated. Uh-oh. Have I been cheating? Thank you, Maddie. Nope, you get one. Wasn't rigged, Commander. All right. I know the allegations of cheating are very pervasive, but I assure you that I will not take any allegations seriously. Okay. Oh yeah, we owe Maddie a point for first. Yep. I should clean this jar one of these days. This jar is getting pretty ratty. Just so you know, Shasta, we owe one more, and we need one for arts and crafts, and another one for Maddie. And another one for Maddie. Okay, thank you. And arts and crafts. Crafts. For Omizu. ARTZNCARAFES. Okay, we ready to begin? Who else has the dong song stuck in their head? Nope, don't do it, Maddie. You know I take Oily Point corruption very seriously. Let me see that dong, baby. That dong, da dong, dong, dong. You have an additional 10, Maddie, just FYI. You have an additional 10 from that. I still haven't added the paint to dong points. Thanks, bud. It should be, I think it'll be an interesting one. I originally wasn't planning on doing a big painting today. Or even starting a big painting, and I brought out a smaller canvas. And then I set this up, and I'm like, ah, fuck, this needs to be a larger canvas. Yeah, in case anybody wants to see the setup again. There's Ricardo. Ricardo's been drunk like that for like 3 days now. Really depressed after we finished that painting. And then here's when closer to the lighting I'm looking at. Good. Da-dum-da-dum-dum-dum. Baby. The big hit from Cisco Systems. Sorry, all right, I'll stop singing, Shasta. I'll stop singing. I didn't know you were so against the dong song. Okay, let's see. Let's try and line this up. Putting the head in the center. Centered it more. I got an idea, everybody. Who wants to help me crop this painting? Who wants to help me crop this painting, everybody? Don't you crickets me. Okay. So, what I was just looking at was something like this. What do we think of that? I'll check it out, Silver. Paddle your own kayak. You think getting the crotch in is important? Does the crotch could be the middle. Now I could center the head a little bit more, but it's still in the upper quarter contract, like quadrant. But I do kind of like it off to the side. Let's roll with that. Let's roll with that. One thing I was also thinking about doing, everybody, as a stream was doing a composition setup stream. Not necessarily the techniques, but basically we do one together from start to finish. Well, I like the purple being a prominent factor in this as well, Silver. The only thing I'm really concerned about, though, is the head not having enough features. But we'll see. Yeah. All right, let's do this. I like the gold crown. I wish it was a little bit more formal and less cheesy than it is, but it reflects light, which I think is good. Not a chance in hell, Jan. Think I'm gonna use that bullshit iridescence? All right. One more time. Something like that. So the purple, I'm gonna start off with the purple. A little hard to see the color with my lighting set up on my palette. I do have a throne mod. I did have like a skeleton on there for a while and stuff like that, and now it's just supplies. But I could add some weird prop stuff that I don't necessarily want to buy, but would like to have. Can people do like throne gifts? That, well, I guess they can't do that, huh? I was gonna say like pick out props. Hi, Catherine. They can. Smidge of whites. Yeah. Because the thing is, that could be very creepy. I know, in my case, it really wouldn't, but like, you know, with certain scenarios, I'd say there could be some really bad situations with that. But I'm pretty much looking at all props. The main props I'm looking for right now are a bistro table with 2 chairs. A bistro table with 2 chairs. I think I want another skeleton. Clothes. Costume clothes. The problem is they need to be small. Frankly, they might need to be like children's size for the clothes. What else am I looking for? Oh, I go to thrift stores all the time, bud. Dildos, obviously dildos. Perfect. Yeah, but like I'm looking for some specific ones. Like I'm looking for like a Shakespeare outfit, Mud. Yeah, no, that oh, interesting. They suggested it. That is very I agree, Mud. I want to do a what is it, Hamlet? What's the one where the guy says to be or not to be with the skull? I want to have Ricardo holding Rudy while Ricardo is in a Shakespearean outfit. Kind of like that. That's what I've wanted to do for a while, but I need that costume to make it work. I also, well, like I said, I have toilets that I need to pick up for my sister's storage. I want to use a toilet as a prop. I have a couple of paintings with a toilet as a prop. The crapper. Yeah, I think I want to use a toilet in the painting making fun of the duct tape banana painting, or not paint, the duct tape banana art piece. That's a painting I've had in like the back of my head I want to do for a while. I think I want to do Ricardo sitting on a toilet. And then looking at a duct tape banana and like 2 kiwis hanging off of that duct tape banana. But I think I want Ricardo sitting on a toilet while he's looking at it in a thinking fashion. Yeah, in the thinker's pose. I was specifically thinking that too. I still want to do the Burt Reynolds Cosmopolitan with Ricardo. I think it'd be fun, Drez. I want to do the Ricardo in the Burt Reynolds Cosmopolitan shoot thing. What up, Cheese Geezers? That's a good name. What's up? What's up, Todd? What's up, Dill? You Dill. Not short for dildo either. You got some new paints? What'd you get? Revel brand? I've never even heard of them. Baby. I need to put some impasto in this. Still not committing to badly made paints, huh, Todd? Revel. What other paint? I told you I want to do the reason why I want that bistro table is for that Lautrec, recreating the Lautrec painting. Remember that Lautrec painting I showed you guys with like the like spooky masked person from the side? I want the table for that, and I think I want the other skeleton for that as well. Huh. Interesting. What other props am I on the lookout for? Probably some fake beards. I don't have a fake beard, really. Oh yeah, horror SFX stuff. Like gore makeup. Or gore props. Are other things I'm looking for as well. Liquid latex, possibly. But something mud that like is already kind of made, not something I would have to make or need to have the skill for. Like remember I bought these eyes? I think I bought these eye thingies. Bought these. For my kink needs, obviously. Obviously. You know, a gimp suit on Ricardo could be pretty funny. I think so too, Mud. Would a gimp suit on Ricardo be pretty funny? Because it'd just be loose. How much are gimp suits? No? Expensive? Okay. Well, of course, the head would be sticking out. Jan would be part of the thing. It'd just be like the body. Maybe the one with short shorts. Or not short shorts, the ones that are like don't go down to his legs. And they're short. The sleeves are short as well, short sleeves. And then we have a ball gag. Oh yeah, ball gag could be good. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, actually. Yeah. That's $28 is too much for a ball gag. With a banana gag. Oh yeah, I need to get like skimpy underwear for Ricardo. I've been meaning to get a banana hammock. Oh, gotcha, Todd. Yeah, that's not a bad price. Okay. I would do $28 for that. Just wait till I run for president and these discussions get brought up, everybody. Just you wait. Like, yeah, I said that shit. It's funny. What do you want from me? I'm an artist.
Boo this man!
Shut up, Maddie! God, I'm getting like no flow right now. Maybe the brush is too soft as well. $10 for a ball gag, $13 for a dildo one. Interesting. Oh, like the dildo chin thing could be pretty funny. Yeah. That'd be my first executive order, Jan. Is it about the type of paint quality? Drez? No peen? Oh yeah, I can't do a dildo on stream, can I? Also, then we could just make it a banana chin strap thing. Right? We could just have stuff that look like peens. Like the paint-a-dong. I can't have a butt plug on stream? It's ridiculous. What is with this? What's the word I'm looking for? Puritanical horseshit.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
I mean, of course, Jan. Twitch is a prude. Didn't that person who had sex on stream literally only get 3 days? You got a week for what? Having sex on stream, Jan? Oh, the dong reveal? Hmm. Oh, I just thought of a fun painting, but I'd have to do it from a photograph. You know, it'd be a fun painting of Ricardo taking a dick pic, like the dick pics I always joke about, like coming from like above, from underneath, you know, up above, and you'd see his face, but with just like a banana and like, you know, 2 cantaloupes or something. So you'd see his face. Yeah. That would be a funny painting. Kiwis, yeah. What other sick perverted paintings can we do, everybody? Papaya. A cocktail weenie and 2 watermelons. I don't know how logistically that would work, though. Could do that. I was thinking about, Todd, literally trying to jerry rig like Ricardo falling backwards in kind of like a pretty like gestural way, but boy would I need to like hook up like pulleys and shit like that to my ceiling to do something like that. But I might do that eventually. A sex swing? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's one thing I also mud I was thinking about getting. It really is, isn't it, mud? I'm thinking about saving up for that creepy like Russian ventriloquist dummy at that local thrift store, if you guys remember me talking about that. It was like $150, but it was probably early 1900s. Like it was made out of wood. And it kind of had that like elfish look to it. It might have been Eastern or like Central European, like a Nordic country. But it was wearing a red outfit, and it had like a white beard, and I don't know. It was $150. But I kind of wanted it. Well, funny enough, so the person who owns that store, Maddie, that it's called Scavenged Parts thrift store in Rockford here, is an artist who does bone sculptures. Like they use animal bones for sculptures. So I saw a little bit into their like back storage area, and it was like tons of bones. I don't really think there's anything creepy about it. It probably would be worth asking, wouldn't it? I didn't want to like ask him to like lend me stuff though. So that was the place that had the actual human skeleton for sale, a Victorian Aryan skeleton in a coffin for sale. I had no interest in that. That was like $2,000. You know something funny? I am legitimately big boned, Jan. A doctor has actually told me I had the biggest bones they've ever seen. Yeah, I think so. I agree with that, Mud. Yeah, no, I was a pretty good athlete. That was a sports doctor who told me that too. Because I was getting a scope on my knee. That's where they do some cartilage shit. Nope, he was talking to me and my dad and showing the x-rays and how my bones were like nearly opaque on x-rays. And then after the surgery, he said the surgery took an extra hour and a half because of how large my bones were. So it was not a Clockwork Orange scenario. We start calling you Bone Daddy? Not yet. That's after I get assassinated, Omizu. And I resurrect. That's after Jan assassinates me. To try and raise the value of all of his paintings. Yeah, shut up, Maddie. Well, Maddie now owns artwork of mine now, too. See, Maddie, you would benefit. Yeah, Maddie would benefit. A lot of you would benefit from me getting assassinated. Jan, Maddie, Mud and Salt, Dia, nice lady over there. Pickles, Lizzie, Garg, Squeezed, Honeybee. I bet, Jan. But I'll resurrect. I always do. I always do. Gotten used to these long brushes very quickly. I wouldn't say serial killers yet. I'd just say incels. Incels. It's like, you know how everybody wanted to be the Joker after Dark Knight? I also don't. I think the Saw movies are terrible, largely. Not a fan. They're better than that shitty movie Hostel, though. God, those Hostel movies are fucking terrible. The first one's fine, but the character, like the Jigsaw character and what they did with him, like in future movies, just really it makes the first movie worse, though. But that's kind of with all horror movie franchises. Yeah, it got a lot stupider, Mud, and like Jigsaw's motivation, the guy who was his character, got really, really stupid and petty. And it ruins a lot, like, you know, it ruins a lot of it. So the first one had some interesting things about it. I agree. I think it was a fine enough made movie. So you're not getting glare. I am getting glare up there. Interesting. The best horror movies are always ones that throw in a lot of random shit that make you unsettled, but it's not necessarily about the whole. Like, the best horror movies are not because the movies themselves are that scary. It's because they're more unsettling, and there's a story, and it's clever, and it's like modern wise, I think the best horror movie probably in the last like 10 years is Hereditary. I would say Hereditary is probably the best horror film in the past decade. The Blair Witch Project. Not the Blair Witch. Oh, so that's like over here. probably. Yeah, it was for what the Blair Witch did, and kind of being the first of its kind, was good. It hasn't aged tremendously well, but it's aged fine. But that's because the film didn't necessarily rely on like cleverness. It was a film still kind of built upon hype more than anything. The Thing is number 1. The Shining's number 2. Those are my absolute 1 and 2s. The Blob might be number 3. No kidding. The one from the 80s is awesome. No, Blob's not number 3. Number 3 is Rear Window. Number 3 is Rear Window. Oof. Number 4. Not Nosferatu, not Halloween. Now, Halloween never got nostalgic for me. Halloween's great though, but it's not a personal fave. Night of the Living Dead is probably up there because of also its its political messaging. No, Friday the 13th never did much for me. Hellraiser never did much for me. Evil Dead. Evil Dead 1 or 2. Okay, so let's go over this again. The Thing, The Shining, Rear Window, absolutely 1, 2, and 3. Then I would put Evil Dead 1 or 2 there. Then probably Night of the Living Dead. The first one. That would probably be my top 5. You want to hear a really interesting anecdote about Night of the Living Dead? So you know that movie had one of the first lead black hero protagonists, right? In movie history. Now the movie was fairly nihilistic and stuff like that, and it's not like the character got a good ending necessarily, but it was part of the intentional political messaging of it. But so George Romero was talking about literally once they finished editing, they threw the reel of the film in the trunk of their car, to go show some of those to go show it at a theater in Pittsburgh. They were driving there. And he said once he turned on his car and turned on the radio, the announcement that Martin Luther King was assassinated came on. And it's kind of interesting with the political relevance of that film. or like the commentary of the like of the time historically and relevance of that film. So that film has like some pretty like, especially how they made it, I find was very admirable. Like George Romero is a great director, and he just really did a lot with very little all the time. But he got people to kind of believe in what he was doing. If you look up on how they had to make Night of the Living Dead, like they had people like butcher shops donate meat, like for like some of the gore scenes. They couldn't really pay their actors much. There was a lot of like volunteer actors, but they, with like the cleverness of Romero as a director, really kind of made it work, made it all work. How you doing, Emmy? Alright, so far this lighting setup seems a lot better for streaming, huh? I'm not doing anything related to polarized lighting at the moment. Yeah, it's not no polarized right now. Did you see much? So like right now I have a plastic table that my lights are, so here. So plastic table and my lights are all up there. Gotta be careful so my camera doesn't get unplugged. So that's where they're set up right now. I got 3 of them, but they're not facing the canvas directly. I still would like them to be higher than what they're at. I think I still want them a foot or 2 taller. So it removes my glare maybe. And I also have to worry about the bounce lighting quite a bit in this situation though. I might need that. Yeah, it's true, Mud. So Gadul is my setup for skeletons, sex wings, lighting. Quite a bit, huh? For your kink needs, lighting and skeleton. Yeah. Everything goes back to kink needs in some capacity, huh, Mom? But one thing with all these setups I've been doing, boy, is bouncing lights such a fucking pain in my ass. Pain in my assholes, everybody. Yeah, I mean, I need to get a whole intricate pulley system for my skeleton setups, sex swing, and lighting. It seems like. So it's literally 3 birds with 1 sex swing. I wonder if I should bring out another brush just for the white parts here. That's probably going to be a better way to do this. So I don't have to go back to white with like white. Oh, fuck. So the nice thing too, though, is you're not seeing glare, and I can move around a little bit to see around the glare, which just wasn't an option before for me. So I think I'm starting to get this in a spot that is just better all around, everybody. Huzzah! Huzzah, everybody. Yeah. Well, that area is like cozy, but I just couldn't have the lights far enough away, and then it would bounce lights on. Like I had to like move a lot of shit to like keep the light from my painting and palette getting onto my setup, and then it was like tough to walk around it and shit like that. So this is pretty wide open, which is a plus. Baby. This the best time to work on this color yet? That makes sense, actually. That's a good spot for that. Okay. Let's bring out another brush. Is this like another? What will this do? Is this too soft? Maybe not. Right in there last. Okay. What is that color? Is it just like a really desaturated orange? This mannequin is tough color-wise. It's really hard to tell. If I had to guess, I'd say it's a really desaturated orange. So we'll start off with burnt umber. Maddie, I completely forgot. How do I desaturate orange? Maddie, I completely forgot. Oh, blue. Oh, yeah. Blue's what okay, yeah. You're right. You're right. Can't believe I forgot. What a fool I am. You like this one, Emmy? Are my paintings suddenly becoming a lot more interesting? Yeah, they were terrible before. No, people seemed to were interested in the last one too. Quite a bit. So it's just ramping up my natural, I'll say, perverted tendencies better for painting. Is this even perverted? This has a message. Don't you boo me, Kaylin. Oh, I thought you were booing me. Letting my personality out. A bit, yeah. I'd agree with that sentiment.
Boo this man!
No, First Kaylin and now you, Maddie, booing me? Unbelievable. See what you've done, Kaylin? The booers are out. That still seems too... I did not do this, Kaylin. You know what's interesting, everybody? The light on my palette is a lot darker, and it's a little bit tougher for me to see the colors, but it's showing you the colors pretty accurately under this lower light situation. Very interesting. I did no such thing. That might be good to go. Interesting. Maybe I was ass blasting my palette too much with light before. So that's coming out way too far already, I think. Let's go back. Oh, interesting. Yeah, what about? Somebody cheating? God, is that how I want to take this? Okay. Is it a lady and a man or two ladies? That sounds like a great time, Kaylin. A lot of negative space there. Ooh, hot damn, Kaylin. Very cool. I shall try it out, Kaylin. The lady and a man, she's pissed, and the guy... That's cheating. Sorry you're still dizzy, Kaylin. That sounds like a cheating fight. Are either one of them drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, though? Yeah. Well, Ma, this isn't Philadelphia, okay? It's not Philadelphia. That's not culturally acceptable. Yeah, what she said. Oh, that's a lot more boring than I expected it to be. Leave his ass! What? Darker than I thought it would be. He does not deserve you. God, I just could not imagine fighting in public. Oh shit, that's a twist. That is a twist and a half. Oh shit, he's going scorched earth, huh? Oh, hot damn. Okay, alright, this got a lot more interesting. Very interesting. I'm vested now. It really is, Mud. You're at your appointment, Caitlin? You gotta listen to this, though. Yeah, I hope you do better, Caitlin. We'll inform you about the drama when you get back. I can't wait for updates on this. Man, accusing of being a freeloader. So all right, so my guess is that she's trying to do something professionally that doesn't pay well or is not paying her currently. Huh. Oh, geez, Caitlin. All right, well, be safe getting there. Definitely leans, I think, slightly green now. Now, this sounds like this has just been boiling out. Like this was going to happen any day. That's what it sounds like to me. Because both of those things are kind of chronic issues, right? That's like after months. Exactly. That's why I think we're in the backyard. Because somebody crossed the line with something that they said. I bet one of them said something like that led up to this that struck a nerve about what the other one is not, how they haven't said about what like they haven't been doing, essentially. So then that's why you have a backyard shouting match. Yeah, be careful, Kaylin. They really do, huh? Maddie, can you get their names, please? This is important. Exactly. That's how this started, Mud. Somebody said something that just like struck a nerve after like, so either one has been constantly nagging the other, or not constantly nagging. I would say, yeah, snippy remarks about something that they feel like they're not doing in the relationship. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kaylin. The woman for sure started it. So that means in this case, then the man probably said something snippy. Leave his ass! Oh, God. Well, Mod, you know that these two, they're getting back together. I don't think they're going to break up over this. You two need therapy. You know, that's not the type of couple that gets therapy, all right? You know it, I know it, the American people know it. So yeah, so also we have now a problematic thing where he might be holding financial leverage. Or she lacks the ability to leave.
Fire the nuclear weapons.
Oh my God! Buble, Blisket. Welcome in. How is Valorant today? I was lurking. Hola! Noma Games. Welcome in. Yeah, get there safe, Kaylin. How you doing, Chad? 'Twas great. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hope you had fun today. I'm doing all right, Chad. Oh my God! My tats! My sweet, beautiful tats! My bum! Well, we're trying, Chad. We aim to try here. We have this set up. There we go. Over there. The Midnight Squeezer. So we got this set up over there. Thanks, Bubs. And I had to move around my whole studio here. So we're just in the block-in phase right now. Blurry. That. So. Oh, Jesus, Kaylin. But so right now we're just getting in general colors and things like that, values, some more basic shapes. Nothing too important right now. This is a very early stage of the painting. Bobs, if you want to share your links, please do. You're welcome, Bubs. Thanks for the rating. Post your links first, though. Well, that's good, Keelan. I hope they have it. Do it now! Now! Good. Everybody go follow Bub's Instagram. Or else. Or else. So the key thing I have to be on here is that this is going to be a very dramatic light effect here. And I have to make sure I pull this off correctly. Now, it's not that important right now. But when we're talking, when I'm like in the meat and potatoes of this painting, I got to make sure that the contrast difference between the right side, their left, my right side of that face is bright. I shall, Bubs. Thank you again. You have a wonderful night. Rest well. Or else. That purple will need to be darker in spots. Maybe underneath here. Oh, no. Right on halfway a little bit. That's like all the way over there. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Unless your name's Greenback. Why am I seeing green so much there? Maddie, any more updates? Are they kissing? Have they made up? Oh, nice. Okay, cool. All right, still going. Still going, everybody. Good. This is good. Here. So very interesting how you have like absolutely no glare now. You might have done it, everybody. So glad you're single. It has its pluses. Has its pluses, Emmy. Like when you have a home full of props and oddities, and you don't have to worry about somebody complaining about them. Or does that need to be more? Let me double check that. There's that, yeah. You know, just like you, I mean, with all your props. You know, all your Russian dolls and ventriloquist dummies. And Divic boxes. I want you all to know, this is me when I have no money. Imagine what I'm going to be doing when I have money, everybody. So the lights are much farther out, Emmy, and I'm not directly pointing to the canvas at the moment. Yeah, I would love that, Maddie. Bring out popcorn too. If I had money, my setups will get a lot more complicated. I had like reliable selling where like, cause now I could actually have like, if I could hire a person to sit with these props and be a part of the setups as well. And I could get better costumes. And then bigger canvases. Just you all wait. We got plans. We got plans, everybody. Terrible plans. Yeah, right now I'm leaning towards the woman. But that can change. I guess I kind of default to the woman in these types of arguments, so. Well, that's why, Emmy, that's why that I had to miss that day of painting. Because the skeleton was leaning forward, I had to use a tape to suspend it there. And then I used a pillow in the back to keep the pressure upwards so the skeleton wouldn't sink backwards. But then the pillow was blocking me from seeing everything I wanted to. So I removed the pillow, that's when I had the great debacle last Monday of it falling over and the head falling off and stuff like that. So then I use zip ties to like try and like anchor certain points. And I guess it still sounds like a 50 Shades, huh? Zip ties and painter's tape and duct tape. I use a tripod to brace the arm up there with the lipstick as well. Oh, God. Yeah, I've been using zip ties for some of this stuff. You get a package of it from the dollar store. My tools! I need my tools! Center. Heavy fishing line. That's probably the next thing I try out, Omizu. I didn't think of it at the time, but I also didn't see that at, like, the dollar store. I've been doing it like the dollar store shit. Like, I bought all like, I can get, I've gotten like 2 of these for like $1.25. So I have a bunch of these now for like clipping up all these like curtains and shit that I'm using to block light now. We're getting a lot more advanced here, everybody. But fishing line is a good idea. Something like that. I mean, if anybody has good suggestions for me for helping me jerry rig this stuff, because it's a why some of these setups take so long is because I have to like fix things into place without obstructing my view or getting in the way of lighting. It becomes very difficult. No one ever told me that in the schooling I never took. Very crotch forward again. Did I miss a follow today? I don't have that thing up. Whose follow did I miss? Chad Gaming. I'm sorry. Chad, if you're still here, thank you for the follow. Well, that's what, you know, we've been talking about pulleys a lot today, and pulleys actually make sense for a lot of things. Kind of reminded I need to order some more pigments. Boob right here. Crotch is more down here, isn't it? Maybe I should start fresh. By the way, also, the next day we're painting will be on Wednesday. You all right, everybody? Wednesday. Put it in your calendars. Yep, I'm working tomorrow, but then I don't have to work till Saturday. Oh my God! Yerg. How could you? Get his ass! Hi, Garg. How are you? Don't need to worry about details yet. Full of spaghetti. Full of sketty? So EP. Some good spaghetti sounds good. I'm gonna make a pizza on Wednesday, I think. Meatballs and sausage. God, there was so much white in this. Let's get that out of here. On top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese. I say my poor meatball. Brighter. Much grab there. Just happened. Oh, ads. Might needed more room than that. We'll see. We will see. Fuck. Didn't want to grab any of that black. Hi, Nordic. We're talking about the Italian meatballs. The Italian meatballs. How you doing, Nordic? Our view. We weren't talking about the national celebrity Swedish chef. It's Freakadelli. I don't know. think there's too much red in this as well. Needs to be more desaturated. Maddie, I forget. What do I add when I have too much red? What do I add when there's too much red? I forgot, Maddie. Please help me. When I have too much red in my color mixture, what do I add to make it less red? Green. Oh, okay. Are you sure that will work? You positive? Still more groin. We need more groin in this. Don't die. Okay, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Are Swedish meatballs pork based or beef based? Or Floggenstrudel based? That last one. Okay, alright. That makes sense. We haven't done a color mixing stream in a while. Is there anyone here who hasn't experienced a color mixing stream or color, yeah, like how to mix colors stream? You do pork and beef? Beef and pork. And 63% jackalope? Jesus Christ. Where am I gonna get jackalope this time of year? Okay. What herbs do Swedes use? Is it parsley? Or what do you flavor the gravy with? Thyme? Because I imagine you use the fat from the meat. You make a roux. Probably a little cream. Then you'd probably add some herbs. What are the herbs, Nordic? Maybe I'll make some. Does sound really good right now. Or dill. It's probably dill, isn't it? You usually just use black pepper. Are Swedes a dill country? No herbs? There's gotta be herbs. That makes sense. Okay, mugwort and tree fungus. Okay. You dastardly Swedes. I knew it. I knew you wouldn't tell me the secret. Not in hot dishes. God, dill is so much better in hot dishes, though. Like in soups. You dastardly Swede. I like calling Swedes dastardly. Who's with me? Let's just make this a cultural change. Who's with me? There are things I like dill in, but it's selective. I do not like parsley at all. Do not like parsley. I don't know how anybody likes parsley, frankly. Dill with fish and potatoes, yep. The fuck is partly? Parsley is not delicious. It is nutritious, though. I'm a cilantro boy, and basil, and mint, and thyme. I also am not a fan of rosemary. Oh, you were talking about that despicable parsley. I see now. Parsley's your safe word? It's not mine. Cilantro is so much better than... Are you one of those people that cilantro tastes like soap for salt? I'm sorry. It's out of your control. I love fresh basil too, Emmy. Yeah, I know that's genetic. You got screwed. Well, it's actually literally it's part of your like it's purely genetics with cilantro. I love cilantro. I love it so much. I wonder. Yep, I mean a lot of a lot of Mexican dishes obviously comes into play in Chinese and Indian dishes too. Well, that's the thing, right? I don't really feel like it adds anything, salt, and then it just when you do taste it on its own, it's just like really nothing I like. You were a garnish eater as a kid? Well, I never understood. I remember that's the first time I had parsley was that like I got a steak from a place and then they had that like, sprig of parsley and I ate it. I'm like, this tastes like shit. Well, that's kind of you, Garg. That's a very unlucky one genetically. Just be like, oh no, this one food is going to taste awful to you. That's very popular because everybody else loves it. Fuck you. Listen, pretty much everybody who doesn't have this gene loves cilantro, but you're just gonna get fucked on this one, okay? Does it? Well, look at you. You can see that, though, kind of being a bad thing, too, though. I don't know. I don't know. Because it's probably the chemicals in it, you know? No. Oh, okay. I was confused there for a second, Guard. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. This has... Who doesn't want... does she want kids? Oh, that got even more juicy, huh? Who wanted the kids? They're still going, huh? Oh my god! Holy shit! Alright, they might break up now. Okay, this might be a breakup scenario. This is awesome. The fact that it's been going this long, and now it's getting even more personal. God, I hope so. Who do you think would be the one to break it up? Oh, interesting. I wonder, though, if this is fighting publicly is a turn on for one of them. Okay, Cece. Son of a bitch. How dare you? Yeah, exactly, Emmy. I'm clearly not a nerd. Would a nerd be painting this on a Monday night? Well, they've been fighting for like an hour now outside. Wings of thunder. Hi, Richards. How you doing, bud? Wow. I just deserve respect. Interesting. This is awesome. God, I love the hot goss from Maddie's neighborhood. Did they leave together? Maddie, go follow them. Wings of... Ooh, that would have been a good idea. Just interject yourself with music. Blasting Big Girls Don't Cry. And what would insult the man the most? Mid-fight Aretha. Oh yeah, respect. That was pretty awesome, Maddie. I wonder if that head needs to be wider. It might. I don't think I'm gonna take a break. I think I'm gonna go for like another hour and then just call it. This block-in went pretty fast. Double skull, nice. Wings of voodoo, wings of... I spent like basically 5 hours working on my shit today. And I need to work tomorrow, so I need to make sure I'm ready, so I don't want to go too long. wonder. Big bladder. Huge bladder, Salt. Okay. Well, I also wear diapers. Ooh. Thank you, Salt. Jeez, you sick bastard. It's too dark, maybe. That's true. I said as they walked in, complimentary diaper. Complimentary diaper. And they all took it. Barely used complimentary diaper. Dude, I saw it on TikTok where people had reusable toilet paper. And that did not. I hope it was a joke, but they seem pretty serious. Oh yeah, I heard about that too, with Trump just constantly shitting himself. I heard that about Elon lost bladder control too because of the ketamine. Which I just find to be awesome. That's a little bit of justice. Reusable diapers are a thing, obviously. I knew people who use them. But I think reusable toilet paper is a little step too far. I do want to get a bidet one day. For some reason, I've just never pulled the trigger on one. They're not even that expensive. For like the non-electric ones. But then that's, right, isn't that just cold water then? It's pretty good. I guess if you just, once you get used to the cold water on your ass, on your assholes, it's fine. Yeah, possibly. God, too much black on that. Yeah, actually, maybe it helps with the waking up. Or you take a hot shower and a cold bidet. Well, no, you generally would want to shit before your shower. I think of it more as a power washer, Maddie. Right, you know, like that video game Power Wash Simulator? The next one is a bidet simulator. Oh, so you customize it to your own butthole. I see. Yep, bidet simulator. Yep. Spend 3 hours cleaning a butthole. The Turbo Blaster. The Mega Blaster. For the mechanical ones, it's one blast fits all. Oh, is it? I thought that was just for the electrical ones. Okay. Well, that's nice. Fits all buttholes, yeah. I mean, it is also better for the environment, right? Outside of saving yourself money, right? It is also empirically better, right? To not use toilet paper over that. I would have to assume. Oh, so you could really turn up the pressure, huh? Gotcha. God damn it, it never hits my butthole. It only hits my balls. I just imagine somebody who never fits into bidets now is always hits their balls, but they don't have toilet paper. I think I've heard of that, Richards. Well, I heard a lot, like there's a few countries that use leaves, right? Like, doesn't a lot of South Asian countries use like banana leaves? Yeah. Yeah. Darken that up a bit. Oh, interesting. What else? Oh, that used to be my darker brush. Okay. When I say you love me, you say you better. You better, you better, you better. Maddie, please keep us updated if there's more of those fights with that couple. You might need to get video next time. Questions that need answering. You love me, you see. Garg, are you in town anytime soon for another Gargapalooza? Not soon, no. Okay. Just curious. That's why my friends call me Whiskers, because I'm curious like a cat. Thanks, Garg. Yeah, we'd have to arrange another Korean barbecue, hot pot, pizza. And Gargapalooza, obviously. Yep. As is tradition. Tradition! Tradition. You better. think I made the nose too big. But that's okay. It only ruins everything and ruins all my motivation to continue painting. Unless I need to make that a little bit bigger. I'm doing this a lot lately where if I'm not using phthalo blue to mix black, I don't use that much phthalo blue. Seems like the palette colors are so much more accurate with the lower light, by the way, everybody. I'm shocked by how accurate this looks. So have I always just been ass blasting the palette with too much light and that's been fucking with it? Did I just figure out all my issues? Did I? This is probably the most accurate I've ever seen the palette. No, this looks, the colors on this look like obscenely good. And I can't recall a time where it did look this accurate. Palette light bidet. Right. Maybe. When you see it at your local Menards, Shasta, you know where it came from. Shit. Oh, Mud Salt, what'd you guys end up getting for dinner? I was curious what the decision was going to be. Why the fuck is somebody doing fireworks? Indian? Oh, that's what me and this other person watching suggested. Both sound good. Did you like yours, Salt? What about the apps? 3 out of 5? I see. Oh, I like chewy none. I like chewy none. Did it close? Yeah, but I'm curious of what your perspective of too chewy is. Because to me, that's kind of something that like would imply like for it to be too chewy would be like a very odd combination. Oh, they moved. I had a Thai place like that back in the day, Mud, where like it was my favorite Thai place, but it just went far enough to be like too inconvenient. Interesting, you're getting glare there now. From that direction. It's your first glare. Oh, you moved, I see. Gotcha. Gotcha. So this might not solve the glare issue for later painting. Oh, that's annoying. So because I kept the first layer very smooth, to put a chainsaw on the end of the stump. Well, that'll be for the eventual Evil Dead mannequin painting. But I need more gore effects for that, Omizu. You paint pretty low light, Richards? Yeah. So it's not about lower, like a lot of light. It's about where your black looks. When you look at your black, it's black. And when you look at your white, it's white. Okay? I know that seems like, oh, no shit, Sherlock. But the lighting I was working for before would make the blacks look like a gray. And I had to constantly compensate for that shit. And then it made a lot of the brights look too bright to me. So then it's hard to get your contrast correct. Harder to get your contrast correct in those scenarios. I have a feeling I made this head too small. Let's try and dial that in a little bit. Wait, I have a tiny head? Name that movie. See, then, did I make it tall enough? No, I know. I'm not talking about resizing the painting. I thought it looked too small relative to where I had everything else sized, you know. I would cut off part of the crown possibly, or I could just make the crown shorter than it is. Also, is it like a thing I could do? If I needed to make the head taller, I could also move this hand down. Just like with my mind. But the head looks like larger because of the perspective that we have, obviously. With my mind powers and mind grapes. Drippage. All right. I think we could leave it like this. For now, I think this is a pretty good start. I could, well, let's do one more thing. Let's try and hone in this head shape a little bit. So if I move this down a smidge. Son of a bitch! I lied, Maddie. So that's it's called a tragedy mask. And that's just on a foam head that I bought from Amazon. And then that's a clown's nose and a fake crown that came with that purple cape. God damn it, Maddie. So if I move this down a little bit. That one, I feel like that would be crazy expensive. Crown from Hereditary. Yeah, that plastic head. Burger King sues me. Are you just trying to get me sued by Burger King? I did not see Edison. I think I heard about that, though. Even Zima. If I had a Zima, there'd be a Zima in this painting. Okay? Zima is for high art, and this is what I do high fine art, everybody, okay? We all know this. Yep, once I get the Zima, okay? Once we get the magical Zima. No, I said high art. High fine art, okay? I'm not a marijuana head. Like all you troublemakers. Don't you know law is equitable to morality? Well, obviously, there's a lot of things you can take as for what inspired me to do this. Because there's a couple angles, like, right? Like a literal talking head. Or the mouth of, like, the king. Or you could take it in a darker sense with, like, a dead king. Puppeting. A lot of ways we can go with the perceived meaning. There was nothing really that intentional, though, I have to say. I just thought it'd be an interesting painting. I just thought it'd be an interesting painting. There are titties, yeah. But the titty, well, I guess the crotch is out there, huh? I guess, yeah, you could do like a, what is it, Marie Antoinette type thing. I should have put a cake somewhere in here, shouldn't I have, huh? Problem is, I need the cake to last. Several days. Okay, now we'll call it. Now we'll call it. Or will I? No, we'll call it. Or we'll call it. Brushes away, let's clean up, huh? She's lost her head in her right hand, ruling partner. Oh, you know what? That's kind of an interesting note that I didn't even think about, right? They lost their right hand. They don't have their right hand. Kind of interesting little depth. Yeah, seriously. Oh! See, look at all the subconscious things I add to my subjects when I have no leash on myself, okay? I am unleashed, everybody, so watch out. A sad and desperate man unleashed. That's right, Sashi. How you doing, Sashi? So that was the king and clown's nose were linked when I was doing it. That felt like a natural combo once I saw the clown's nose. But I really like the tragedy mask as well. Doing right, Sashi. Stomach's a little bubbly. And I don't know why. Not as in pooping, but just a little unsettled. Well, that's the thing about pottery, though. When you guys are like on the wheel, everything looks like a penis for, you know, at least some portion of it. So it's gonna, like, you know, influence people, you know, it's like instantly, even later. Definitely Omizu. When I say very essential. Well, obviously, like that documentary Ghost. Why is my stomach a little upset right now? I usually don't have issues with that. This is good. I got a little time to relax before I go to sleep. Then I'll get through my normal night terrors fine. Short stream though. But we'll be back on Wednesday. This might only be a 2-session painting, everybody. I actually cannot tell you, Salt. I cannot tell you. I can't even tell you where, like, its location. I'll be able to tell you afterwards, though. Absolutely. No, it's actually, I can tell you it's, I shouldn't even bother elaborating anything because I don't want to risk getting fired. That's interesting, Sashi. We have to be back on Wednesday. Yeah. Well, that's, I don't really like intend for any specific meaning. That's not how I want to do this. My first and foremost thing is to make an interesting composition. I originally put on the purple because of the color. The clown's nose because I thought the color was nice and I thought it was interesting with the mask. And then I thought of the crown immediately to add another level of color. So originally a lot of these things were just added because of color. And some irony. But I also like the idea of the mannequin holding a head. It reminded me of some horror films. Oh, agreed, Sashi. Well, that's why, you know how I've described myself as a painter instead of an artist? That's how I really view myself more than anything. I really care about the craft of painting. And that's why I don't like go nuts over my subjects outside of like I care about the compositions leading into how I can paint the painting, right? But it's not, you know, it's never about meaning first and foremost for me. Well, thank you, Matt. I'm glad you like it. Let's see if we can make it a worthwhile painting. I mean, even the person who's credited, literally Damien Hirst, who's credited as like you know, with a lot of deep meaning with this shit. He literally is on camera telling people that he just agrees with anything they say it means. That he wasn't even considering that when he was doing it. And he just does that to appease people. Because he's obviously just in it for money and shit like that. He literally is on camera saying that. Where are those? Oh, shit. The D wipes are an inconvenient spot. Completely agree, Mud. Completely agree. That's why I like the Impressionists a lot. The Impressionists, don't get me wrong, there were Impressionists that had social commentary in their stuff, but first and foremost, it was about the craft of painting and color and composition. Right? Like, it wasn't, to me, it was like the pinnacle of painting because it was painting in its purest form. Wait, that's a better way to do this. I don't have to go around. I have to get the D wipes. Okay. All right, everybody's favorite time. Time to wipe those D's, everybody. Grab your D wipes. We'll all do it together. All right? And don't forget to restock on your D wipes, everybody. Justin, exactly, Sashi. Salt, you're behind. You might have to get a few cases and just de-wipe it, all your past history away. All right. Everyone got their D-wipes ready? Oh my Lord. Jesus. What did I do to deserve this? That this has become my life. Wiping my D in front of all of you. A whole day? Oh, this isn't a fresh container, no. Same container still, Emmy. This is not cubism. Oh. It's so moist and lukewarm. God, I hate myself with this. Everlasting D-wipes. This is the, I don't know how many were in here. 150 in here, so 150 streams. Well, I've had a few streams where I used 2. So we'll just say 120 streams. Oh, man. I should be put on a list for this. 2 wipes? Yep, 2 wipes. All right. Let's find somebody right now. You don't have to do this. I have to, Richards. How else am I going to pay the bills? But I do double dip and sell the used D-wipes to the Japanese businessmen. I agree with you, Maddie. Casey just got partner. I did just raid them though. I think like a week and a half ago. They're gaming. We just raided Poison Jackal, I think, too, and Jack of All Craps. Yeah, it was fairly recent, Maddie. Richards, I can't stop. I think I rated Pinion recently too. Oh, Silver Grains. Let's raid Silver Grains. Silver Grains is always a good person to raid. Silver Grains. Silver Grains. All right, everybody, we're raiding our friend, Silver Grains. We'll be back on Wednesday. Good, Sashi, good. You've been conditioned. We'll be back on Wednesday to paint. Son of a bitch! In my closing monologue. No, I'm all thrown off. This is terrible. Greenbag, I'll see you in hell. Wednesday. Obviously. Wednesday. We're probably going to finish this on Wednesday, everybody. Probably finishing this on Wednesday. If anybody needs anything or has any questions, feel free to message me on Discord. If anybody has any recommendations for art fairs that are close to me, please let me know, because I actually got art fair stuff. I got art fair stuff, everybody. So you about Tree Fitty? It's doable. So yeah, keep up to date. I might be going to a art fair soon with all my weird shit. Oh, we rated. Okay, bye everybody.